chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health. I wanted to do a live stream today to follow up on a recent video I posted this week on plantar fasciitis. Now, what we're going to discuss today, I touched upon in the video, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on it on a live stream. And it has to do with proper footwear. Now, a couple things before we get into it. One is, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, OcraMed Health on YouTube. Click that little bell notification. It notifies you every time we upload a new video. Also, we're going to do a special for today's live stream. If you pick up a new copy of my new book, it's called A Fitness Carol, and you can go to www.afitnesscarol.com, or you can log into Amazon. Just put my name and the title of the book, A Fitness Carol. If you pick up a copy of the new book today, email me verification of your purchase at drjoe@ocramedhealth.com, and I will mail you a free Tai Chi regular massage ball, a Tai Chi regular massage ball. Email me a proof of your purchase of the book, and send an address, and I will ship out a regular size Tai Chi ball. Okay, so a little special for today's live stream. But so getting back to the footwear, I wanted to, some weeks in my office, and I've been a chiropractor for over 31 years, we'll start seeing a trend. Sometimes it seems like for 2 or 3 weeks, it's all neck injuries, all back injuries. But for some reason lately, and this is why I did a video on plantar fasciitis earlier this week, was it just seems like everyone has foot problems in the last month. Everyone's coming in with plantar fasciitis and all different types of, ankle problems, foot problems. And it made me think of doing that video this week. And one of the reasons, and I touch upon it in the video, but I want to elaborate more, is a big cause of a lot of these foot problems, not just plantar fasciitis, is improper footwear. So let's talk a little bit about footwear. Let's talk about things that can happen with bad footwear, and we'll go from there. So basically, probably I found an old pair of running shoes at the house, and if you look at kind of like the typical running shoe, typical athletic shoe, look at the design on these things. Couple things to notice. One is they have an elevation on the heel, and look at the toe position. They build these so that the toes are up like this. So now you have the heel is up and the toe is up. Right, that alone is going to put stress on the bottom of your foot by having that type of a buildup. The other thing is most of these shoes have a lot of buildup in arch support. And an arch is a very strong structure. And the only thing that actually weakens an arch when they build bridges in an arch type of formation is if anything was to push up on the arch, that actually weakens the arch. So if you have a pair of padded, overprotective running shoes that have a huge arch support, it's not actually helping your arch. It's actually gonna cause problems for your arch because it's pushing into the arch. Probably the other biggest thing about typical shoes and typical running shoes is if you look at the toe box on most of these type of shoes, and I don't know why people build them like this. I really, it amazes me. I don't know who came up with these designs. It's probably just because it looks better, but functionally it's not. Is most shoes, and all shoes pretty much, come up and the toe box will narrow. So it'll come up and make a narrow toe box. And what does that do? It takes your toes, and in particular the big toe, and kind of squeezes them all together at the top. We're going to go into what types of problems that these things can all cause. That's why, it's funny. I always wear, these are like a barefoot model. This is what I wear. I wear this in the office. I run in these type of a shoe. You can see this difference in the size of just the toe box alone. They almost look like clown shoes. I mean, people tease me when they see them in the office, but they're super wide through here. So it gives my toes plenty of room. My big toe does not get pushed into my other toes when you wear something like that. The other thing about these is that there's no heel to it. It actually, funny, a lot of times when you have these on, it's like your pants feel a little too long. There's no heel lift to it, and there's actually no support whatsoever to these type of barefoot shoes, okay? And that's what I wear. I run in these. I work in these. You feel like you're barefoot all day, and it's great for the muscles of your feet. Let me see. You got a couple people here. I just want to acknowledge. So someone's asking just a quick question about footwear for athletes or people who spend a lot of time on their feet. It's pretty much really for I mean, all shoe wear is besides these barefoot type of shoes, they're all designed bad. If you look at dress shoes or in particular women's shoes, they all come up into a really narrow toe box. So it doesn't matter whether you're an athlete trying to run or you're just someone who's on your feet all day and you're in shoes. That most shoes, unless you specifically purchase a pair of like barefoot model type of shoes, most shoes have a narrow toe box. And we're going to talk about why that's a problem in a second. Let's see. Ben's talking about, I've been running every day 1 mile and 5 miles twice a week for a few months. My ankle's been getting sore lately, and I was wondering the cause, pavement, my running shoes. Yeah, we're going to talk about the running shoes. Also, pavement, can be a problem. When I go running, I try to do a lot of trail running and stay off the pavement as much as I can. It's just a little softer surface. It's definitely good to do. Barefoot shoes with people with back issues. Someone's asking. We're going to talk about that too. And thanks, someone mentioned it about my channel. I appreciate any compliments on my channel. So let's talk a little about the problems with these running shoes, okay? So narrow toe boxes. Here's the thing with the narrow toe boxes, and this can get back to three different problems that I see in my office. So narrow toe boxes, your toes are scrunched in from a narrow toe box. So what type of problems can you get? You can get what's called a neuroma, which is a soft tissue accumulation between the metatarsals in your foot. You build up like it feels like you're stepping on a pea after a while. It's like a soft tissue knot. It's called a neuroma. Most common cause is a Morton's neuroma between the third and fourth metatarsals. It can be very, very painful. People feel like they're stepping on, like I said, like a rock is in their shoe, and it's from having your toes kind of all crushed together. A bunion, big problem. I see so many bunions. People come in and their big toe is so jammed over. The joint here looks like a golf ball sometimes. It's awful from having toes crushed in. Bunions, another problem. And then like the video today we did this week, plantar fasciitis. Now, why does a crunched up toe box cause plantar fasciitis? Well, a lot of times what it has to do with is on your, and I'm just keep showing my hand, but we're talking feet here. The big toe has a muscle along the side of comes from the big toe, goes along the side of the foot. It's called the abductor hallucis. It's a muscle that actually takes your big toe out like this. And when your toe is crushed in, it stresses out the abductor hallucis. Now, why does that cause plantar fasciitis? Well, that tension in the abductor hallucis muscle, it entraps what's known as the lateral plantar artery, which is the blood supply for the plantar fascia. So the toe is crushed over, the muscle is tightened, the blood vessel gets impinged, and the blood supply to the plantar fascia gets decreased. And this will end up in the buildup of scar tissue. It can, if it's really severe, it can actually deaden the tissue on the plantar fascia, and it can cause a lot of problems, including in plantar fasciitis. And that's just from having a narrow toe box. And that can all be solved by just getting a pair of shoes with like a wide toe box. It would immediately get rid of those three problems I talked about. Let me see if we get a couple questions here. That's right, Elite Healers Sports Massage, New York City. Narrow toe boxes are the worst for your feet. It creates, I'm telling you, I've seen bunions in my office that would just like knock you out, like you would faint. You wouldn't believe. I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, you wouldn't believe the size of bunions on people's feet near that big toe. I've seen bunions that I just can't even believe these people can walk anymore. I mean, golf ball sized bunions. It's awful, and it's just from and I don't know. I'm a firm believer that it's just from poor footwear. So, toe box. Those are three problems that can easily be solved by a wide toe box. The other thing with a traditional running shoes, like we mentioned, a lot of times the heel is up, and they build them so that the toes, for some reason, are always elevated like that. So you're putting stress on the bottom of the foot, on the plantar fascia, and also, once again, this will create micro traumas into the plantar fascia. It builds up adhesions, and when you build up adhesions, you lose elasticity to that plantar fascia. And now when you lose elasticity, what ends up happening is the plantar fascia doesn't stretch anymore, and it starts to tug on the tendon that attaches to the heel. And when tendons get tugged, tendons do not like to get tugged. When tendons get tugged, they get inflamed, and that's why most plantar fascia symptoms is people come into the office limping in because of heel pain, and it's because the tendon of the plantar fascia is all inflamed in there. Let's see what we get going here. So that's a good question. Someone mentions about, Aaron mentioned, well, what are some daily activities somebody can do to reverse bunions? When a bunion is really, really bad, I really don't think there's a whole lot you can do to reverse it. However, you can catch it early. And what I like to have people do when I see like the beginning stages of bunion is, first off, toe exercises. I mean, first of all, switch to shoe wear. But the other thing is, and this is good to do for anybody, is get those toes out of your shoes every day and spread the toes out. Take that big toe, practice like bringing it off to the side, practice crunching your toes up and extending out that big toe. And take like 5 or 10 minutes like maybe when you come home from work at night and you're sitting on the couch, kick off those shoes. Don't have those shoes on any more than you need to wear them. That's one thing too. You shouldn't have the shoes on all day. When you get home and you're done with your daily chores and you're done with work, or you're done, take the shoes off. Get rid of them. Take the shoes, take the socks off, and spend 5 or 10 minutes every night. When you sit on the couch and just move those toes around, like spread them out. You ever see a baby when you see a newborn baby, they're in the crib and they're always like wiggling their toes and their fingers and stuff. It's a natural thing to do, and so every night you should be out there stretching the toes and moving those big toes and spreading out. So that's a great exercise alone, just getting the motion back for that bunion. Then the other thing you can do, if you feel like you're at the beginning of a bunion, is do a little soft tissue work. You can just use your thumb. You can take a small spiky massage ball and you can kind of just dig around the joint in there and get some blood flow in there. Get blood flow. You can do it through all your different toes. Just kind of dig around for a few minutes. This is stuff that just takes a few minutes, but dig around in there and get the blood flowing, get those joints moving. And that's the best thing you can do to start reversing like something like a bunion. Let's see. Oh, great. I don't know if you want to post anything. So Elite Healers Sports Massage wrote an article this morning on the Elite Healers website talking about 5 things to do to reverse early stage bunions. So there you go. Hey, I'm more than happy to share the information. I think it's important. So Elite Healers, it's called. If you look up there, Google their website, I guess great minds think alike. I guess so. But yeah, no, I'd be happy. Yeah, take a look at their website. They just put up an article for bunions, so that's great. What shoes are best for massage therapists? Well, anyone who's on their feet, you just gotta look up. I'll just go on like Amazon. I'll just look up. I'll search out barefoot. That's where I found these. What I like about, it's funny. I'm being a vegan. These are vegan barefoot shoes. I always do. My searches are always barefoot, vegan running shoes. That's always my search on Amazon, because I don't want to buy anything with leather. So there's no leather on these. I forget the brand of these. I've had these for a long time. Actually, it's about time to get a new pair. But, I always make sure I don't get any shoes. Even these, even though I don't like the design of these is an old pair of shoes, there's no leather on these either. These are vegan shoes also. So, but anyways, just do a search for barefoot vegan running shoes or barefoot running shoes if you're not a vegan. And there's a lot of, years ago when I used to look for like barefoot shoes or vegan shoes, there was hardly any online. Now when you do a search for like barefoot vegan shoes, so many come up now. Every company makes vegan sneakers. There's no need to buy anything with leather. There's so many companies that all the major companies put out vegan shoes. And there's a ton of barefoot models too. So, they're easy enough to find. I want to make a mention one more time. I said this at the beginning. A lot of you might not have been on it, but we're doing a special today for my new book called A Fitness Carol. If you go to www.afitnesscarol.com, or you go on Amazon and just put in Joe DeMarco, A Fitness Carol. If you pick up a copy of the book, send me an email to drjoe@OcraMedHealth.com. Send me a copy of your receipt and an address, and I will mail you out a free Tai Chi regular size massage ball, which would be great for working on your feet. It's a regular size Tai Chi ball. So let's see what we get going here. Uh, let's see. Oh, so someone works in bare. Yeah, it's funny. Someone mentioned about working in bare feet. I try to do as much as I can. Like when I train, I work out. I take off. I take off the shoes, the socks. I work out. I try to work out in bare feet all the time too. I mean, it's great to get the shoes and socks off. All right. Yeah. So yeah. So what's the moral to all this? All the story is, get rid of these over supported running shoes with the tight toe boxes. Get rid of them. I mean, I'm not a fan of them. I think they're bad for your feet. Get a minimalist type of shoe, a barefoot model with the wider toe boxes. And that's the best place to start. On our video this week, we talked about how to treat plantar fasciitis. I talked about other causes, tight calf muscles. There's a lot of other, we went over some other stuff, but I'll tell you, if there was one thing as a preventative thing, would just definitely just be changing your footwear. And that would be probably the easiest and the best thing you could do for yourself is get rid of the tight toe boxes, get rid of the over supportive running shoes, and get yourself some minimalist, barefoot model type of shoes. So anyways, oh, I'm glad. Thanks for someone said they liked the live stream. So if there isn't any other questions, I'm going to kind of wrap it up today on our live stream. I just wanted to come on and follow up. Like I said, we had that video this week on plantar fasciitis. So I just wanted to do a little more follow-up because I did touch upon shoes in that video, but I didn't want to make it into a 40-minute video, so I didn't really get into it too much, but I did touch upon the shoes in that video. But if you haven't seen it already, we posted it on Wednesday night, so it was a most recent video. Take a look at the video on plantar fasciitis if you have a chance. Yeah, I do. It's funny. For a while, we were doing live streams like every Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard, and then you get busy, and I've been trying to do more shorts on this channel now. I try to do at least one like full length video every week on a particular problem or maybe a particular workout, and then I've been posting a lot of shorts lately, trying to get information out there, quicker ways to get information out. So I haven't been doing the live streams as often, but I'm going to try to get back to Saturdays at 4 doing the live streams again. So anyways, thanks a lot for tuning in. Like I said, if you pick up a copy of the book, I will send you out a Tai Chi regular massage ball. I appreciate you guys. Love all you guys. Thanks for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. And if you get a chance, pick up some barefoot shoes. Make sure they're vegan. And have a great day, all right? Take care. Bye.